Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the quarterfinal matchup here of the Game Replays Season 3 tournament. These are going to be the quarterfinal matchups here between both Infused TT Esports as well as Team Wahlin. Now, we are down to the top 8 teams of the tournament. It's been a long 5 qualifying rounds, but, we are down to the best of the best. These are the teams that have gotten themselves all the points, and they are now competing for all that money, the $3,000 prize pool. Today, I am the Four Court Jester, and joining me is going to be the team captain of Wake, Freddy. How are you doing, Freddy?
Hi man, how are you doing? I'm very excited about this game. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we have been watching both Wahlin here and Infused do some great things over the tournaments, as well as other tournaments dating back all the way basically to the World Cup that started, seems like forever ago, back in July. But it is also a very close matchup. I do think that both teams are very skilled, and it will come down to a lot of these bans and picks. And speaking of said bans and picks, what do we got here, Freddy?
Well, naturally we have all the regular bans. We've seen Dr. Repulsor being banned. We also see Thunderbringer and Bombardier, those heroes which really can do their skank style, which we see happening right now in Heroes of New Earth. Obviously, some teams want those bans, basically because it's some heroes which can really turn games early on. And look at that, we already have the Myrmidon first pick. That's the new hero. Quite a strong hero as well.
Yeah, people that like to... I have been seeing more of a trend here, the Myrmidon being placed in tri-lanes for his super strong support aspect. I mean, with the Magikarp and the Weed Field as 2 disables right off the bat, it's very, very akin to putting a Witch Slayer there in a tri-lane as well.
Yeah, the thing about that Carve and that Weed Field is that they have such a long range. So whenever someone's positioned themselves in a bad position, it's like, okay, here's the Magikarp and here's the Refield. Take whatever you want, either way you're gonna die here.
More likely than not, that is usually the case. Now, we do have some teammates to go with that Myrmidon. Believe it or not, that Witch Slayer actually coming out as well. That could definitely be shaping up to be a very deadly tri-lane with 4 disables between the 2 support heroes. Now, we do also have Bubbles here, most likely going to be going in that solo lane. I mean, he is a very strong solo hero, and he can definitely do a lot of survivability early game. What do we got here on the Hellborn? We did have Wretched Hag as the first pick, coming to a Voodoo Jester Magmus. So we kind of have an idea of what kind of tri-lane they'll be running, and a Chipper on Krylie there. Not too sure which one would be more suited for the long lane, but if I had to guess, I would say Chipper's going mid.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna say Chipper's going mid as well. Especially because we see that Wretched Hag is not really seen that much in the middle lane anymore, simply because there are so many other options, and she very, very easily gets outlaned. Especially when you have the tri-lane and one supporter can actually help out picking up the rune, either at top lane or bot lane, so her blinking power is not gonna be that useful anymore, as it would be in the dual lanes. Oh, look at that, a Swift Lane and a Flint Beastwood combination. We pretty much have that lane set right now.
Do we, though? Who's going to be going mid here on the Legion, you think? Flint?
Yeah, I'm quite sure it's gonna be Flint, even though we have seen Flint go in bottom as well. But I'm gonna think that Chipper is gonna have a really easy time against Bubbles. We'll see what happens there. Oh, look at that! That's something I didn't expect.
The long-lost pick of Kronos coming back into the scene here at the quarterfinals level. I mean, usually when teams want to experiment a little bit, they'll do it at more of the lower levels when they are more confident there in their matchups. But having a Kronos come out here for Wahlin as their last pick, I like it.
I really like it as well. It's been such a long time since we've seen Kronos being played in high level games, and even if we have, it's very rarely succeeded properly. And I'm quite sure Wallen knows that. Right now they seem to be the underdogs. They've read the news, they've read the Game Replays threats and all about them being underdogs here, so they want to prove a point. They want to do something magical here.
Well, we will be in for a treat, as the announcer says, let's get it on. INFS going up against Wahlin here in the quarterfinal matchups for that $3,000 prize pool. Now, if they do succeed to move on, it will be to the semis, and that'll be the round of 4. They could have some very stiff competition. We've got a lot of big names in this tournament. We got MSI, we got XFIN, we got ICE, Wahlin, Infused TT Esports. We do, of course, have the 2 American teams of Evil Geniuses and SK. They're actually playing right now in the quarterfinals as well, so guaranteed one of them are going to be knocked out. And I mean, it's just the competition is going to be mounting up, so I can only hope that this Kronos pick is a very confident one.
I can only say that Kronos pick was a very cocky one. And especially since we saw that Magnus Voodoo Jester combo, which I'm pretty sure led in INFS to believe that they will be picking either Forsaken Archer or Flint Beastwood to summon up with that nasty tri-lane. But apparently they picked up Kronos, which was kind of a surprise, at least to me. I'm not sure if INFS really saw that coming.
I don't think anybody saw that coming. I mean, after the repeated nerfs to the Kronos and then the slight shift to the metagame, like a lot of strength being emphasized here on the new heroes coming out, Kronos kind of did get forgotten in, in the picks and the bans. He's not picked that often. He's never banned anymore, and he used to be one of the top tier picks, like even just 6 months ago. So at this point, no, I'm pretty sure that just came out of nowhere, so to speak. I am looking down here at this Witch Slayer Myrmidon combo, and I just have to shiver a little bit. Throw any kind of slow with a Swift Blade, and that's kind of just spelling disaster for your enemies, but throw 4 disables with a Swift Blade, and I don't know, this could be very, very powerful tri-lane down here.
Yeah, the lane is definitely known to be a very powerful one. If you notice that Kronos and Chipper was actually going down at the bottom lane at first, I don't know if that was either to trick the enemy to thinking Kronos would be bottom, or that was just like what they thought they were gonna do and then switch around in the last second. At least we now see Voodoo Jester and Kronos in the middle, where Kronos can definitely pick up some good farm. And we see Chipper solo laning with an Invis room bottom lane.
So right off the bat, we do see kind of the lanes disintegrating. We do have Kronos mid with the Voodoo Jester. They're going to try to keep Flint Beastwood at bay, and I could have sworn Magnus was going to stay in the mid. It looks like he's going to cycle up top to Wretched Hag, and they're going to go in on this Bubbles, or at least try to put a lot of pressure. Now, as you did mention down south, Chipper's just kind of wandering around there with that Invisible rune, but right now it does look like Myrmidon has shifted to the mid in order to help out that Flint Beastwood against, the duel. So almost a tri-lane in the mid. That would have been fun to see. Up top, we do have Bubbles taking a lot of damage. We got Magnus coming in here, and it does look like the Shell Surf is going to maybe get him out of this. This could be the first blood. He does have the Haunt on him, and the slow, and not going to be getting out of that with that Tango. He tried so very hard, but that's going to be the first blood with a great gank there coming from Magnus.
Yeah, that's definitely what we see from Wallen once in a time, is that they really have that early advantage potential, because they know how to gank, they know when to gank, they have really good communication, and that's what's gonna make them win this game, if they are going to.
It all comes down to the big if. So, we do have Bubbles. I mean, he's still level 1. I think he was dead for a total of 5 seconds. He's going to come back up here, but now he's at a big disadvantage with Wretched Hag already level 3. Now, they're both very mobile heroes. So, the Shell Surf is kind of negated there by the Flash of Darkness, which is exactly what got them the first blood. Magnus coming mid, however. They're going to go in on Captain Boner. And Myrmidon, he's going to throw out that Weed Field. That's going to be a death for the Voodoo Jester. A little bit of revenge. So, dragging him down to the depths of the sea with him. And it does look like Kronos is going to go back mid, and I have to wonder if Magnus is just going to go up top again for another gank here on the Bubbles.
It definitely does seem like we have a roaming Magnus here. He's doing a great job roaming around, and we see the very important heroes being picked off. I mean, the Bubble solo lane giving Wretched Hag a really good advantage, and also picking up one of their main carries, Flint Beastwood. And basically they're just ignoring the Swift Blade at bottom lane, since they know that nothing they can do about him right now.
Yeah, it does look like Swiftblade is going to get a lot of free farm. Chipper is back in the lane, but he is being babysat by the Witch Slayer, so he has to be very careful in that lane. In the mid, we do have a lot of damage going down there on the Voodoo Jester. It's not going to be enough to take him out, but Flint with the Myrmidon is a pretty decent combo right there. A little bit of a fake out up top. Bubbles does get the stun off, but the Flash of Darkness will not be able to follow him, so he will live to see another day, at least for now. And the healing going down here in the mid, so right now we do have 2 range versus a melee end range in the mid right now, and INFS, I mean Infused Esports, they do have a slight advantage in that regard.
Yeah, definitely. It does seem like Bubbles picked up some really good levels there. The idea of having 2 against 1 is that he doesn't get any levels, but apparently he picked up level 3, which is really, really good for him. And a bit sad for Wallen. But then again, they make some sacrifice and they gain something on the other lane, so I suppose it's alright.
Rune control is being firmly put right now into Wallin's favor. They have just picked up a double damage rune on Voodoo Jester, who has a really strong auto attack, the strongest starting auto attack you can find in a while. Down goes the stun right beside the creep. That's going to put a lot of damage here on Captain Boner, and with the double damage, Cronus is able to pick up another kill here in the mid. That puts us now 3-1 for Wallin. So right now, you know, dominating the top and middle lanes, because they do know, as we did say, this Swiftblade just free farming the bottom. They have to kind of make that up somewhere.
Yeah, we really see Cronus doing some fine job in the middle. He's actually picking up a very good farm, considered that he's facing both Myrmidon and Flint Beastwood, and now being switched off for Witch Slayer instead of the Myrmidon. He's sitting at 254 gold per minute, which is a really good thing for Cronus this early.
Well, it might be, you know, trying to carry Wallin here, but I mean, 350 gold a minute, almost on Swiftblade down south.
Yeah, but in total you see that Wallen is actually doing quite well with the gold per minute. They're sitting on plus 800 gold and plus 1000 experience nearly, considered at the opposing team INFS. So you might say that Wallen is actually in the lead right now.
Yep, definitely have an early game lead, but at this point it does look like damage going down on the Chronos. They're not going to be getting that kill as much as they want to try Voodoo Jester coming out with the heal. It does look like we are going to be chasing off this Bubbles from top. He's still level 3. Last time we did just look at him, he was level 3 as well, but I think the swap off here in the mid has confused Wallin a little bit, because now they got that Witch Slayer. It's not a bad idea to cycle that Myrmidon down south, because he was getting picked on a good bit, and he does need those levels. This could be bad for the Voodoo Jester. The double disable go down with the slow. They are going to be picking up a smackdown. A Mingo picking that one up. Level 5 for the Flint Beastwood right now. He's catching up in gold per minute, 220 now. So right, you know, Kronos, he's going to have to be very wary of the disables here.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused about Wallen's decision there just to sacrifice Voodoo Jester, because I'm quite confident that if Cronus had been going for the Witch Slayer and Flint Beastwood earlier and used his time lead for a slow, he might have been able to save the Voodoo Jester.
I was kind of curious as to the lack of a time leap as well, but I don't think we had actually any mana on the Voodoo Jester, so there was no chance at a cask. Oh, what goes down south? We do have a gank there in the bottom. It looks like the illusions on Chipper survived the actual hero himself. So, oops, a little bit of a misstep there for Krylie.
Yeah, I suppose Krylie is not very comfortable with that situation right now. I mean, he probably knows that he's not going to get much farm this early on.
Well, when presented
going
against...
back to what you said... going back to what you said earlier about Voodoo Jester having the highest damage in the game, we actually saw the recent patch notes saying that Voodoo Jester's base damage has been decreased from 51 to 61 into 46 to 56. So that's a decrease of 5 maximum damage and 5 minimum damage, which is a really huge thing for Voodoo Jester, because he's known for that long range and high base damage auto hits. So he definitely got a lot weaker by that.
So he's no longer the top of the totem there?
I'm quite confident that he's still one of the highest support heroes there is right now. but definitely a huge decrease of damage there.
Alright, yep, I definitely missed that patch note, but good eye on that. We just had a delivery here to the Kronos. Now, he has himself a life tube. I think he just picked up the gloves of the Swift to go with those marchers. Now, with that life tube and an iron buckler, I'm kind of thinking Helm of the Black Legion, but it's not out of the realm of possibility just to say he might turn that into an agility shield and a ruined axe. What do you think?
Oh, look at that. I think we're gonna postpone that, because now we see Myrmidon in Invis in the middle lane here. Now, what's gonna happen here?
Well,
we actually see Trident versus Trident in the middle.
Well, I mean, Criley here is in the mid. Chipper has now been totally forced out of his lane. I don't think Myrmidon's going to pop that, knowing that 3 heroes are going to converge right on top of him.
It's definitely going to be interesting. There's only 15 seconds left on the Invis. Oh, look at that. Kronos going on to Witch there.
It does look like they do want the blood, so out goes the ultimate from the Kronos. Could have been a bad idea because they had no idea Myrmidon was right there. Voodoo Jester is probably going down. The money shot is going to be picking him up, and down goes that Weedfield into Criley. So I don't think Kronos should be showing his face right now, because we do have a 4 hero combo in the mid. Bubbles did come down from the south, sorry, from the north, not from the south, and pick up two kills right there quickly. INFS, taking the lead. It was 3-3, and now it's 5-3, and look at that. I mean, now they've taken the experience and gold back into their favor.
Yeah, we really saw something there in the middle which shouldn't have happened for Wallen. I mean, we did see Bubbles TPing in the middle, which was apparently not expected for Wahlin, but it's supposed to be, I mean, taken into consideration when they tower dive like that. I mean, Kronos was really far into tower range there. And we also see the Wretched Hag sitting at level 7 before, now level 8 even, and he could have TP'd since he has already a TP on him. So maybe he should have TP'd there and maybe tried to help his teammate out, but whatever decisions is theirs.
Yeah, definitely making it a 4 versus 3 put the big favor into Infused Esports there. And yeah, we did not see the Wretched Hag even come up or come down to try to help out. And right now on the Swift Blade, I mean, he didn't come up either, which arguably is the better decision because he's just free farming at this point. He has no reason really to leave his lane. But yeah, a little surprised at the lack of top lane coming to help him out as well. Could have been a big difference with that AoE Hag ult.
Yeah, that's definitely what we see. That Kronos ultimate is really powerful. However, I really think that you should get more to power the ultimate up, such as a Wretched Hag sitting behind you ready to jump. Look at that, Hag actually picking up a kill on Bubbles up top lane with the help of Magnus.
And the help of her ultimate. So that's going to be down for the next 120 seconds. So right now, I mean, with that down, even coming mid at this point, probably not going to be that useful. She is out of mana as well. Bottle is empty. Do we have a rune? We don't have a rune up top. We do have a little bit of a cluster here in the mid. We still have the Kronos here with Voodoo Jester, but Flint is now the tri-laning specialist, as he does have both Witchslayer and Myrmidon kind of flanking him at this point. Up top, Bubbles has come back. He really doesn't stay dead that long, does he? And right now, I don't think Swiftblade needs any kind of babysitting. Oh, look at that, the ultimate going down onto Criley. I mean, just there's nothing you can really do when you're that vastly outclassed one-on-one against a Swiftblade.
Exactly, and when Switchblade has those Ghost Masters, he's just immensely fast, and there's nothing you can do in case he's looking at you and you're standing alone away from the creeps. You're just dead. But we also see him blowing off his ultimate, so I suppose you can say that Wretched Hag blew his ultimate, Swiftblade drew his ultimate. I suppose it's all about the middle right now.
The middle is a very important lane. I mean, it is the central part of everything. It's the focus point. It's the dead center of the map. Whoever really wins mid typically wins the game. I mean, I'm not going to say that that's the case. I'm just saying typically that's what the logic follows. Down south, we do have Myrmidon. He's going to get out of that, as he does not beat Wretched Hag to the rune. That haste rune, oh, she probably wished it was a double damage to take him out. But no, he got out skin of his teeth. And, I mean, 400 gold a minute right now on Swiftblade. He's spent 5,300 gold right now. Nobody is even close to that much gold. And, I don't know, do you think he has his Runed Axe yet? Is it coming over? But I only see that Sustainer at this point.
I'm quite confident that he at least has one of his swords so far, but we'll just see what happens. However, Wretched Hag is sitting at a pretty high gold per minute as well. I mean, 295 is quite a lot for Wretched Hag. I mean, especially since he's sitting against the bubbles. That Magnus surely helped him a lot.
Well, Bubbles in general, I mean, he just died yet again right now to the Chipper ultimate with the help of Magnus. So he's been actually kept down really a lot so far. Magnus in the mid, he goes in with the Steam Bath, but immediately comes right back out of it. Look at that. Alright, we did get the Cursed Ground off from the Voodoo Jester. So down goes that Witch Slayer. Able to get in and out of that, no problem. But yeah, up top, I mean, Bubbles, he hasn't really proven to be too much of an adversary up top. He is 1-3-1. I mean, 3 deaths right now is fully half of the deaths on his team. It's almost like they're picking on him.
It really does seem like they found their little feedback there, I suppose it's called. And right now we see Kronos just farming the top lane. He apparently didn't decide that mid lane was not safer anymore, so top lane it is.
Can't really blame him that much. I mean, mid lane is a big one of action, and what has Swiftblade been doing this entire time? Farming. What has Kronos been doing? Kind of dying, actually. Actually, that's a lie. He hasn't died, but he has gotten a kill and an assist. His gold per minute is kind of dropping. I mean, right now he's at 226 compared to the 400 gold a minute that we have on Swiftblade. They're kind of figuring at this point they need to catch him up if they want a chance to shut him down later on. And speaking of that, looks like a kill coming down for him on top of Bubbles yet again. I think Bubbles is the one that needs to be having a swap up here. As look at that, I mean, the triple gank going down on the Wretched Hag. Just, no, we didn't pick that up for Amingo, or sorry, Aston L. He's the Swiftblade, but he did get the assist, boosts him up now to 413 gold a minute. Again, we got to do something about him, or else his last few minutes of the game are going to be pretty hell for Wahlin, as it does look like Captain Flint will be joining the dead ranks.
There's definitely a lot of action going on. I mean, we see an average 1.1 death per minute, I suppose, if you do the mathematics. I mean, that's a lot of action this early on.
15 kills in just over 15 minutes, so that's actually the other way around. It's 0.9899, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's averaging very nicely. Both teams going back and forth. 7 to 8 is the split, and we do have the slight advantage here for Infused TT Esports. I mean, about 500 experience a minute, or 500 experience total, about 500, 600 gold. I mean, that's all pittance at this point. One big team fight is going to really start solidifying who has the lead and who doesn't.
Yeah, that team fight is something I'm really looking forward to, as we see that Kronos picking up a pretty good farm, and it's soon to be level 9. It's soon to be level 10 even. And that 11 ultimate is gonna be so devastating for Legion side if he gets a good ultimate off, especially since we have Wretched Hag and Shiva to follow those up, and even Magnus with his ultimate. So that's gonna be really interesting to see that if a team fight like that is gonna happen. But of course that's very theoretical and very situational, but we'll see what happens.
We do have the defensive glyph going down in the mid tower. 3 of Infused are kind of beaten on it, and only poor Magnus is there to defend. Not going to be really enough. Voodoo Jester is now coming to the scene. He does throw down the cask, but it's just going to be a scare tactic at this point. They Infused, they do split very nicely, and it does not get that much damage off. We do have Chipper now in the mid. He has himself his Blood Chalice, not quite his Ghost Marchers, but look at Aston L right now, sitting very comfortably on a Runed Axe, 416 gold a minute, and level 12. He is doing really good for himself.
He is definitely going to be a huge asset for Legion side. I'm quite surprised that they none of the supporters of the Legion side haven't been out stacking, especially since they've been out in the middle lane and they haven't really stacked those close forest camps. But I suppose it's been quite tactical in the middle and probably haven't had time for that.
Well, as you did say, I mean, we have kept up the kills, you know, just under 1 kill a minute now, as we are, you know, time stops for no one. But yeah, there has been no stacking, even though right now we do have Swiftblade just, you know, going around clearing the camps. It looks like he's kind of given up on the lane. He wants to give the lane instead to Bubbles, and I was kind of mentioning before, you know, Bubbles up top just getting so picked on that it does look like he has now given the lane to him to kind of play a little bit of catch up here. As the other solo hero of Infused, he does need to have, you know, a decent level advantage over the tri-laners. Otherwise, what's the point, right?
And would you look at that, apparently we got our mystery solved. Kronos will be going for the Runed Axe, and he is now sitting at the Sustainer and the Bastard Sword, so he's only lacking like about 1000 gold, and he'll have his Runed Axe picked up. Yep. So he's far behind, but he's still catching up pretty nicely.
Using that Invis rune down south, Wretched Hag is kind of keeping tabs on the Swiftblade here. Not too sure there's anything they can do about it, though. We still have 30 seconds on the invisibility. Looks like maybe some creep camping or creep stacking, or maybe not. I don't think that Wretched Hag could probably take him one-on-one at this point.
Look at that, Wretched Hag blocking for the stacks just by sitting on the creep spawn. And someone dying in the middle. That's Witchslayer.
Indeed, Witchslayer does go down. Kronos jumps right in. Wretched Hag, it was in a good position to help out there. And it does look like, oh, look at this Magmas. He's going to be paying for that, thanks to that Bubbles. But Bubbles is in a little stick of trouble as well. Where is the Swiftblade? Swiftblade's actually dead. I did not even see him in the fight, but apparently he dropped like a rock. And 4-for-1 exchange right now for Wahlin. So despite that big, nasty hero of Swiftblade, it does not look like he actually got any damage off that fight.
No, I gotta say, that was really a bad situation for Legion side. We did see that Kronos ultimate going off, and we did see the power of Wretched Hag and Chipper being into that.
Is that how
and
Swiftblade went down?
Yeah, Swiftblade was caught in the Kronos field and definitely went down pretty nicely. With Wretched Hag ultimate and all those Chipper rockets, there was just a big fight, and those guys just went down like mouses. And look at that! Look at the experience separation now. I mean, 2,700 experience and 3,200 gold. That's a huge lead for Wallen so far.
As I said, one big team fight is definitely going to start swinging this into a very big direction. And now Kronos, he picked up at least 2 kills there, if not 3. I'm just trying to remember what his score was before this. I think it was 1-0-1. Now it's 4-0-2. So, you know, 3 kills and the assist. There were 4 deaths. That kind of makes sense to me. He easily made up that goal differential. He has himself his Runed Axe, and just like that, he's almost on par with the Swiftblade. And Mingo destroying the mid tower. Now, I do see a Bolstering Armband and a Mighty Blade going down here on the Swiftblade. The Mighty Blade as well as the Bolstering Armband, does that more kind of indicate the Frostburn coming down the line?
Yeah, it definitely does. The Frostburn is a very common pickup on Swiftblade. It's very common to see that that you want the HP from the Frostburn, also a bit of slow, and the movement speed, which is really huge pickups for Swiftblade. You usually see something like a Savage Mace or even a Abyssal Skull following that up. But definitely, going for the Frostburn first really indicates that Swiftblade wants a lot of HP, especially since they have those nasty combos of Chipper and Wretched Hag and Kronos.
Oh, not quite enough there up top. Kronos jumping right in to what was supposed to be a stunned Myrmidon. Just does not get the stun off in time, as Voodoo Jester tried to keep him in place, so to speak. Even throwing down the Cursed Ground wasn't going to be enough. So they get out, but right now we do have big pressure mounting. Wahlin, 4 heroes up top. They're going to be trying for a big push here in the top. Now, we did see Swiftblade. He's still down south, and his Homecoming Stone, still 10 seconds to go, and I don't think he's actually going to get up here in time. Do we have a defensive glyph left at all? I do not see it coming out unless it's just going to be a last-minute thing, but it's not going to be a last-minute thing. Kronos picking up the kill, virtually undefended tower. It's just kind of giving away the gold to Wahlin at that point.
I'm really excited to see what this courier is bringing. Oh, he's bringing an Elder Parasite for Cronus. Look at that, he's almost powering up with Swiftblade. 394 gold per minute, opposing Cronus' 366. So look at that, apparently it paid off for Cronus to sit in the middle with the Voodoo Jester.
Wow, I think it was more the team fight, landing him 3 kills and a tower and an assist. And now look at this. We were talking about creep stacking earlier. Check out those perfectly triple stacked creeps with that runed axe and now lifesteal. Oh, this is going to do him worlds of good. And yeah, just like that, he's on par with that Swiftblade, even though he had all that free farm in the beginning.
If you did notice that, Magnus was actually taking one of the creep stack. I suppose he really wants his Polar Key.
And he has 1200 gold. Okay, so not quite enough. But, I mean, yes, at some point you do have to kind of give over with the carry. I mean, Magnus without a portal key, very kind of hard to position yourself hero. Like, he will have that stun and the ultimate, but it is just so much easier with that portal key. So, Wahlin, you know, these guys are top-notch teams. They do realize that their support heroes, they do need at least a little bit of gold to go with as well.
Yeah, definitely. We really see them sacrificing gold for the Magnus, because we all know that heroes like Behemoth and Magnus definitely need a Polar Key. They get so much easier to control and to play with that Polar Key, and also very much more deadly.
It's just beneficial to the team as a whole when that kind of generosity goes down, so to speak. Now, we are about 25 minutes into the game right now, Freddy. What other kind of big item pickups do we see around the place? I mean, we have been focusing on the Swiftblade and the Chronos, but is there anything else of big note going around?
We do see Flint Beastwork trying to work on either his Frostburn or his Geometer Spec, which is also going to be a good pickup for him, but he seems to be falling far behind on farm, as he's only sitting on 230 gold per minute. And in all honesty, Flint Beastwood is only sitting at 950 HP, which means he's really easy to nuke down for any of these, the players on the Hellborn team. I suppose even Voodoo Jester could get him down in the if he catches him off guard. And look at that wretched hag. He's actually catching a Staff of Master. You can really see how that's gonna turn the tides when Kronos gets a good ultimate out.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Staff of the Master. With the Staff, the boosted damage is 530 at this point. That's only a level 2 ultimate, so that's going to be really packing a punch later down the line.
Wow, would you look at that Witch Slayer? He was just sitting down in the bottom forest waiting for the tower to get deniable, and Hack just fell for it.
Well, I'll tell you who else is falling for it. It does look like Wahlin. They are going to go into this, but not too sure that was the best idea. In comes the support from Myrmidon, as well as the Flint, and just Voodoo Jester going down. They are going to be taking out that Witch Slayer. I don't know why you're running into the corner there, but it's not going to help you at all. Kronos waiting for the bubbles to get out and take cover. It's not going to be enough. He gets weed fielded actually within his Chronosphere, and looks like he's probably going to be going down here, as he does not have any kind of mana for a jump. Down he goes. The money shot coming out. I think it's money. Yeah, money shot coming out. Not a good exchange for Wahlin at all right there, and that was really good for Infused TT Esports. They're even going to take this tower.
Yeah, that was just a sad team fight for Team Wallen, because we actually had a good Chronosphere ultimate off, but Wretched Hack had blinked so far away that he was not able to blow off his ultimate inside the Chronosphere. On top of that, we saw Kronos being caught in the wheel field, and now we see some action bottom.
Not too sure why Mr. Pink keeps doing that. Like, puts out the steam bath and then just kind of runs away with it. But it does look like he's going to have a whole bunch of heroes on his tail as he's leading away this creep back. Not too sure it's actually going to turn out all roses for Mr. Pink. No, very likely. He might be able to take down Myrmidon with him. Not going to happen. Almost. I think he hesitated a little too much there. Could have gotten off that second auto attack, but only got off the one. And right now that's going to leave Chipper to defend this tower.
Yeah, the reason you do that with the Steam Bath is that Steam Bath will give you a short fade time in invisibility, which leaves Magnus to have a bit of a couple of seconds to run away from it. So invisibility from that steam path just gives you a little bit of a head edge. I mean, you can run in a direction, and if it's unexpected from the Legion team, then you might actually get away from it.
I knew I could count on you, Freddy. So, I mean, great explanation there of the mechanic. I also know that it also disjoints projectiles, but that was the big thing that I was thinking. It's like, but there's nothing attacking him, so why does he keep doing that? But invisibility fade time is always a fun thing to play around with. So, thank you for enlightening both myself and the viewers.
That's what I'm here for, mate. And we actually see Kronos going for something. What is that he's going for? It does seem like he might be going for Shrunken Head with that mighty blade pickup. At first I would be thinking Frostburn, but then again he already has an Elder Parasite, so that's probably not gonna be it. I mean, definitely a Shrunken Head would be a really good pickup for him as well.
Well, I mean, what other things does a Mighty Blade build into? Staff of the Master. It could also help build into, is it the Firebrand or the Frostburn? I can never remember. Or, sorry, the Firebrand or the Geometers. I can never remember. Yeah, okay, never mind. It would have gone into the Icebrand. Not going to be that, I don't think. As you said, he does have that attack modifier, and yeah, even a Frostwolf on him. Not good. Probably not the best idea. So, yeah, likely I'll go with that Shrunken Head idea as well. Okay, he wants to jump right in here, finds the Swiftblade, takes him out almost no problem. Looks like, though, yeah, the silver bullet to the face. Dower's going to be picking that one up, and right now, that's not silver bullet, whatever. We do got the weed field going down as well as the kelp field. Myrmidon trying to do some numbers here on the Chipper. Probably going to be enough. Chipper is just one auto attack away, but who else goes down? Flint Beastwood is dead in the water. Wretched Hag picks up an invisibility rune from somewhere, so she's just kind of wandering around. Magmus right now going to try to get out of this. We do not have enough mana on the Witch Slayer. It's going to be just enough to get out. It looks like she wants to go in on the Witch Slayer, try to clean him up, and it might be enough. It might not be enough. The bubble is just putting down so much damage, and now Myrmidon, the Flash of Darkness. This might be enough, as she does look like she'll be getting out of that. Okay, so Kronos, Voodoo Jester, and the Chipper going down for Flint, the Swiftblade, and now Voodoo Jester, or now Witch Slayer. So 3 for 3, not too bad.
Yeah, look at this Kronos. He sees an opportunity and he's just jumping for it. I mean, we haven't really seen a situation where he has been hesitating at all. He's just been jumping in, no matter where his teammates are, and he'll just kind of go with it. And this time it paid off, and it's also been paying off in the past. So we'll see what takes it. I mean, the Kronos ultimate is definitely what's turning the game right now.
Well, I think it's more that he saw that Swiftblade, knows how dangerous Aston L can be. He's still level 17, 2 levels lead here, and just look at him clean up these creeps, no problem at all. So as soon as he saw him there slowly, he's like, gotta kill him, just gotta do it. And well, you know, as I said, it came out pretty even for the fights. Right now, the Legion is kind of holding the lead. 3,000 experience, 1,200 gold. Not too bad for them at all. And as long as they can hold on to that, I mean, they can hopefully ride that to the victory. In goes the Bubbles, who has a portal key, and he's going to be throwing down that kelp field right now. Swiftblade, he does want to kill this Chipper, and that stun for Magmus not going to be going down simply because of the not the Swift Slashes, sorry, the Blade Frenzy, and that's going to be a dead Magmus. So Chipper, Magmus, and I think Voodoo Jester was already dead, wasn't he?
Yeah, Voodoo Jester died quite fast there, and we just saw Swiftblade jumping onto Voodoo Jester, and he killed him with like a couple of, I think it was only like 2 or 3 slashes from his ultimate. And he was apparently expecting it to jump onto Chipper, but it didn't, so his ulti actually only worked on Voodoo Jester, which was kind of annoying for him, but they picked up 3 kills, so I suppose he's happy with it.
Well, I'd be pretty happy. 3 hero kills and a defensive tower virtually for free, and that's going to be putting Wahlin now in a very defensive position. I mean, this Kronos, he might be you know, a great judge of opportunity, gets off all those initiations. Right now, though, it's probably not, at this point, it's not enough to keep them in the running. Magmus, however, is the important part here. Mr. Pink still sitting at 1,300 gold after all his repeated deaths. I mean, we're up to 3 deaths now, 2 in just the last 2 fights. He still has no portal key, and that's going to be a huge factor right now.
And look at that Kronos, he definitely just revealed where the ward was. Jumping right onto Witchland, apparently failing to slow him. So we definitely see that the ward is apparently right there, and I'm sure that Legion side knows that they're gonna counter ward it right away.
Yeah, the ping just
look at that,
went
they're
down.
actually going for Kronos at Congor attempt.
Ooh, this could be interesting. I mean, right now we do have that Ward of Sight off to the left and only the Ward of Revelation. So yeah, this might very well be a big Congor kill. I mean, we did just lose the top tower. They know that Infused is up top. We do have the TPs going down. We have them gathering. Is this going to be enough? Can we kill this Congor before Infused gets here? I mean, right now, Witchslayer, he knows what's going on. Out goes the rocket. So now we do know that Infused is here. In goes the turtle. The turtle not going to be going in, and that's going to be a Congor token for the Kronos.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's an interesting point, whether the tower was worth it, sacrificing Congor for the tower. I'll definitely say no, simply because a token can really turn a fight from a win to a loss, or from a loss to a win, that is. So I really think that they might have been able to spot that earlier. Look at that, Swiftblade sitting in Invis, just waiting for the right opportunity to jump something.
Oh, I think he's going to find it in just a second here with Kronos. There's nothing around the Kronos. Is he going to jump? Is he going to jump? No, there's creeps there. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's just going to tail him a little bit longer. How much longer? We got 30 seconds on this invis. Lots of time to set up here. He really could have jumped right there, taking Kronos out of the fight, and then even just done, what, a quick push to the mid, or just eliminate this top lane. But maybe he's just going to wait a little bit. Somebody a little bit squishier, like, say, a Voodoo Jester.
A Voodoo Jester, even though he sounds a little... his ultimate going off on Wretched Hack.
Okay, well, she tried to blink away, did not quite work. Gets off the double kill, but in comes the Kronos in the tower range. That's going to be the end of Swiftblade right there, but it does look like his whole team is going to be up here as well. Magmus going down, as well as Kronos. Sorry, not Magmus. Kronos going down, as well as that Voodoo Jester. Well, of course, the Voodoo Jester. He got the double tap there. Just an overall devastating team fight. I think he picked the best moment to do that. He's the only one that went down, but he picks up 4 kills for it. So, oh man, big blow right there to Wahlin.
Yeah, that was definitely very situational for the Legion side. We just saw Swiftblade just noticing that Wretched Hack just blew his blink, so he knew that Wretched Hack was not unable to blink out of it again, so he just jumped her, which meant that a Wretched Hack away from the team fight, especially when he's level 16 and has a Staff of the Master, that's huge for the Hellborn. I mean, that's a huge blow. If you can't fight with your Wretched Hack, that's just so sad. That's just so sad.
She does
they
lend.
just got picked off in such a sad situation. Yes, come again.
She does lend a lot of that AoE to the fight, so it is very saddening to see a fully powered Wretched Hack just not be able to do anything. So totally agree with you there. Kind of does suck.
I mean, I think it's really, I think they really came on top of those INFS. They really saw their opportunities, and Kronos made some pretty discussable, or considerable decisions there. I'm really not sure whether I like those decisions he made to jump earlier just on Swiftblade, but yeah, well, maybe he thought it was worth it. But we do see Swiftblade sitting in a pretty good farm compared to everyone else in the game, like more than 100 gold in the lead, 100 gold per minute in the lead from everyone else but Kronos. So yeah, Swiftblade's definitely picking up a good farm. Kronos now picking up he already did pick up his Shrunken Head for the last fight, but it's definitely a good pickup.
Well, the item choices on both heroes are actually very similar. I mean, the only real discernible difference at this point would be the Frostburn compared to the Elder Parasite and the Iron Shield combination. I don't know why Kronos threw down his Shrunken Head, but this is actually not really going to be helping him out down the line in this next team fight. They know they have 60 seconds of no magic immunity now on the Swiftblade. Was that just because he was chasing an illusion?
I have really no idea what he was doing there. I think that was a misclick. I can only think that was a misclick. I mean, I know that if you push like alt, I mean, this. Oh, look at that! That's team fight. I'll explain it later. Look at that.
Yeah, key bindings. Yeah.
Tower bottom.
Flint Beastwood showing off his Geometer's Bane right there. It does look like this tower is up on the menu. Out goes the Weed Field, clearing the creeps. Now a little bit of a cushion here as the creeps are going to hit this defensive tower. Out goes a little bit of rockets. Of course, that's not going to be Flint Beastwood. That is just an illusion. And at this point, I mean, I really don't think they want to fight. They still got 19 seconds left on Shrunken Head until it comes back up for Kronos. If they're going to do it, they got to do something fairly short order. And I don't know. I just don't see it going down right now. I think they're just going to give it up.
I think they're going to wait till it's deniable, then they're going to go for it. We'll see what happens.
I think Bubbles actually has a different idea. He's like, let's just go in right now. Out goes Kronos. He just goes so fast from the Swiftblade. Swiftblade going to be picking up a double here, or not. But down goes the tower as well. Bubbles was the one to go down from Team Infused, but a triple kill right there. All they did was lose that Bubbles. Kronos, he bought back actually, and he's actually now back into the fight. Going to be picking up that Swiftblade. Wretched Hague is actually going to be joining him as well. Swiftblade needs to pop that Shrunken Head, but he already has, and Kronos not going to be enough. So 2 buybacks, or 1 buyback, 2 lives, 5 deaths. Not looking very good right now. It's kind of snowballing now in terms of Infused.
It does seem like a domino effect is coming to Wallen. It does seem like they're falling just one at a time, even with a buyback. So yeah, it's really not good. And we did see a Myrmidon throwing down to 45 HP, but still blowing off a reed field on top of Kronos' ultimate, which meant that Kronos pretty much couldn't get any damage off. So yeah, I mean it's discussable whether this game is going to be able to be turned again. But definitely requires some really good Kronos ultimates and some really good combinations from Chipper and Wretched Hague. Possibly Magnus. But Magnus, yeah, he has picked up his power gear. I didn't really notice if he had it last fight.
Just going through the chat here, definitely confirmed that Kronos bought, yeah, definitely Kronos bought back, definitely right there. And just going through the chat to figure that part out. So, yep, that's going to be a big blow to them at this time. And yeah, I mean, wow, look at the experience and gold differentials. Even with that Congor, it almost like the token just not used to its best effectiveness at all, because it was blown in that one attempt. They were able to take down Aston L, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, just, Magmas, he finally has his portal key, which could be potentially fight changing down the line. But at 40 minutes in, I mean, oh, is it enough? Is it like, did it come way too late? Well, yeah, but is it, I don't know. Right now, what can we do with Wahlin? Like, how can they start turning this around, if they can turn it around?
It really requires some good communication and some really good positions, both from them but also from the opponents. They really need the opponents to be standing clutch up each other. And I really think we need Kronos to get some more HP, because he's just getting blown apart from that Swiftblade. Not to mention anyone else on the team. I mean, Witchslayer can pretty much get him down to half HP just with a single combination, which is really not good for Kronos. I mean, even with Shrunken Head, he's just dropping down so fast, even just from physical attacks. So I mean, it just seems like he's reliant on his ultimate only, and that's all he can do in team fights.
Just taking a quick look at the items here. We have 3 Shrunken Heads sitting on the Legion. That's pretty huge, actually. 3 Shrunken Heads on the Legion means that, like, we've just taken out all the Magmas damage. We've just taken out all the Hague damage. And now, like, we don't even have Bouncing Casks. We don't have Cursed Ground. We don't have Mojo. It's a very big nullifying factor against Wahlin right now.
Yeah, not to mention Chipper. I mean, if you go with a Kronos lineup like that with Wretched Hague, Chipper, and FourCourtJester Magnus, obviously you will be all about the Kronos ultimates. If you don't get those Kronos ultimates, and if those ultimates get disabled by a Shrunken Head, I mean, it's gonna be very hard for the Hellborn to turn this around. I can't see them do it. I'm afraid I have to say INFS is kind of in the lead here.
Well, they got 8 kills, 17,000 experience, 13,000 gold. It does look like both teams are just content to do some farming right now. And, I mean, like, other items around the place. Chipper has himself a steam staff, so I can only think Assassin's Shroud at this point. What else is a steam staff used for that might be useful on a Chipper?
It's going to be used for spell shot, I'm quite sure about that.
Isn't that Great Arcana?
No, because you can use it. Yeah, you could. Spell shot is made from Great Arcana and the spell shot receipt.
Oh, Great Arcana uses a steam staff. Gotcha. Yeah, I actually... Spell Shards is still a fairly new item to me. I don't really play heroes that use it, so, yep, forgive my ignorance on that respect. So, Spell Shards on a Chipper, that seems like a really good thinking. I mean, why not? Those rockets now hit harder, the Saw Blades will now hit harder. By the way, he already has a Staff of the Masters, so they're already throwing out that big slow. But again, with 3 shrunken heads, I don't know, it might not be enough to pierce that veil, so to speak.
I gotta be honest, I think that INFS has pretty much covered this game. I mean, they know that with shrunken heads, it's just a matter of time. If they get more farm, they get more powerful. And I mean, it's not like Wallen's gonna be more reliant on physical damage by any means. However, Flint Beastwood and Swiftblade will be reliant on physical damage. So, what this basically means is that whatever farm comes around for Legion and Hellborn, they can trade farm, but Legion will always be coming more and more on top. Basically because it's only physical damage in Kronos. All magic damage otherwise.
Well, the Voodoo Jester ultimate is actually physical, but at this point, he doesn't really have the hit point pool or the resistances to kind of keep that going. Finally, we have a little bit of a little bit of a matchup here. Kronos going to get ultimated upon. Look at the shrunken head with the focus buffer. Not going to be enough. He's going to be in the retreat, but look at the Magma Soul coming down. That's going to be putting at least Bubbles and Swiftblade dead in their tracks. Myrmidon, he's going to be pounding away here. Out comes his shrunken head as well as Flint. So 2 for 2 right there. A little unexpected, I gotta say. I kind of expected the Kronos to drop very quick, and then just kind of clean up Team Wahlin. But no, the Magmus ult coming out with the Wretched Hegel really kind of turned that fight around.
Yeah, that was definitely a small cookie for the Hellborn team. We saw Kronos surviving that fight, and we also saw the 2 weakest heroes and potentially the most sacrificable heroes on the Hellborn team going down. And in return, they get Swiftblade, which is by far the most important player on the Legion team for now. I mean, Flint may be just as important like later on, but for now it's Swiftblade definitely.
Yeah, definitely most
and
important now.
Bubbles.
Oh, were we talking about?
I mean, I gotta say,
Witchslayer as he dies.
yeah, Witchslayer definitely got picked up quite easily by Chipper and Wretched Hag. But look at that, Flint Beastwood is picking up some really good farm there. He's actually sitting on a quite high gold per minute considering what he was sitting at in the early game. 363, that's more than we can say for Kronos, so almost, it's 5 gold beneath it.
It's more than we can say as a collective whole for the Hellborn. I mean, right now we do have Kronos 370, and then Wretched Hag at 300. Everyone else kind of just dropped off the face there. We do definitely have a lot more farm on the Legion. 429, 368, 244. It keeps going up and down. 237. I mean, like, big numbers coming out, and it kind of shows in the items. I mean, 12,000 extra gold for one team. That translates to some very nice items.
It does, but taking into consideration that it was actually quite high just before, I mean, definitely some good picking up from the Hellborn.
A little bit of a
I
money
wonder
shot.
why they are hugging Congor so much. Are they just waiting for a good situation to kill Congor, or what's gonna happen here?
It's all an intricate
seem like
dance.
getting double damage and now going Congor.
Ooh, but double damage. That'll definitely help him out. He's hitting nearly 400 auto attack damage right now, and this could be a big surprise when Infused comes in. I mean, they're doing some counter warding. We know that they're there, but double damage on a Kronos. I mean, he does have his ultimate up. He does have the time lead. That could definitely do a lot right now. 20 seconds still left on it. I think they might have just seen that, actually. But out goes the rockets, and in goes the magic carpet. We do have bubbles coming in here to the mid lane. Congor just kind of going down, and Kronos popping his head, picking up the token now. Really on revenge. He's very hellbent right now, going on to the Swiftblade. The double damage just tearing him apart. Look at that. And right now it does look like it's going to be enough, or he's actually going to get out of that. Right now it's only the Kronos as he just goes down, and now he's back up. He's going to get that bubbles, and now it's time to run. Or actually, he's going to go on the hunt. He's going to get Captain Flint. Come on, Flint, Flint, Flint. And one more. There we go. And not the best idea for Wahlin to do Congor. They did technically get genocided, but Kronos with the token coming back to life. Now, ooh, look at that juke right there. Oh, then he goes and ruins it.
I was impressed for a second there, but then it just got like, well, he went out again. Too bad.
Oh, 700 crit. Oh, 700 crit with that plus 100 from the Savage Mace. Oh, man.
Gotta say, that Savage Mace, I think Swiftblade just picked it up like right now. I'm not quite sure if he had it before in the teamfight, did he?
Yeah, he did, yep.
Definitely a good pickup there, and definitely just devastated Kronos.
Kronos had to have been feeling good about that matchup right there, because it would have been just like, oh yeah, I got this. I'm going to get revenge, and then bam, 800 damage to the face. Poor Kronos.
I mean, Kronos was sitting in a pretty good situation there. He killed Flint, he killed Witchslayer, but then Swiftblade came and he devastated him. But there was a kind of a RNG fight, because if Kronos got some good rewinds, he could have won. If Swiftblade didn't get crits, he could also have won. So yeah, pretty much RNG fight, as you call it.
Well, let's see. Right now, 35-26. Both teams kind of just backing off right now. Doing a little bit of farming, doing a little bit of recuperating. 16,000 gold, 16,000 experience, 15,000 gold, 50-minute game. Not too shabby for the length of it, especially with kind of the one-sidedness going on. Now, if we can't kill that Kronos, it's very clear that right now he can just solo the entire team except that Swiftblade. Swiftblade had to have bought back to get up to that Kronos in time. So that was a good blow to his money. He still has 2,600 gold to his name. I don't know. Is there any items left for Swiftblade, or is it just going to be purely buybacks from this point onward?
Swiftblade might be picking up a Pistol Skull, but I'm not quite sure whether that will happen or not, because he kind of needs the gold to buy back. But then again, he might be sitting in a good position right now, so I don't know if he's cocky enough to get it.
What about a Doombringer?
What I am anxious
That'd
about
be fun.
is that... yeah, that would be fun, but I don't think he's gonna take this game on the line. I mean, it is an invitational game replay, so definitely some important matches. They're not gonna be that cocky.
Just taking a
look at that demonic breastplate on Myrmidon. Wow, he has gotten some good farm for Myrmidon.
Oh, 8-3-14. Let's see, that's 22 kills right there that he's been part of. Right now, nobody can actually beat that on his team. 22 of the 35 kills he's been a part of. That's a good amount of gold. I mean, for a support hero, 256 gold a minute. Not too shabby at all.
Not too shabby at all.
Now, I have a big question for you. I was looking here at Flint Beastwood, and he has himself Whispering Helm. I'm a little confused. Like, usually with this, whole setup of ranged agility care, he has the Geometer's Bane. That's kind of the standard. But usually you go for the Frostwolf after that. But he's opted to go Lifesteal, and the only thing you can build out of that would be a Symbol of Rage, I believe, right?
Exactly, yeah. So that is actually a good point, because I personally I feel like Frostburn has a really good thing on Flint Beastwood. However, the armor which is been given by Whispering Helm, and also all those dots and the nuke from Hellborn team. I mean, Whispering Helm is definitely good because you get that life regen just from hitting things, and you do get the advantage over something like Hag if he's trying to finish you off, and also not to mention Chipper and those all other ranged things. So I think he's doing it in order to prevent the physical damage, but also to be able to regen when he has dots on him and he might be going into death. That's the only explanation I can come up with.
He actually
Unless
got
he's
out.
trying to dominate creeps.
Is he dominating creeps?
I don't think so. I haven't seen any.
Yeah, I don't see any either. So yeah, as I said, usually we do tend to see more of the Frostburn, the Frostwolf Skull, something like that. But lifesteal on a Flint, yeah, I don't know. Just haven't really seen that often.
I mean, if you do want to go lifesteal, I mean, I just don't know. I really don't see the point of going it. I mean, yeah, sure, lifesteal is good, especially against others. But look at that, Myrmidon gets jumped on quickly, charges away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be alright. I don't know.
Well, you never know. I mean, he could have done his ultimate or something like that just to get one kill, but I suppose he decided that it wasn't worth it.
Or maybe the team decided it. I mean, we can't be willy-nilly here with that Chronos Field. Is it Chronos Field? Yeah, Chrono Field. Because, I mean, that's a decent long cooldown, and it's the best weapon they got to go up against this Swiftblade. If you want to put him down, that's your best bet right there. Chrono Field. Oh, but there it goes,
wow,
right there. As soon as we try to get that, oh man, Magma's coming into there. Swiftblade and Flint both toast at this point. We do have Bubbles. He's going to try to portal key out of there. He'll be alright. And, oh, 3 straight up, like, kills right there. That was a lot of damage. I mean, we had, what, Hag didn't even use her ultimate there. That was just purely Magma's, Chipper, and Kronos, I think. No, we did have the Voodoo Jester ultimate go down as well. But, wow, 3 quick pickups. Where's the buyback right now? We have 4,000 gold here on Astonel. No buyback.
I don't know. I mean, in all honesty, I don't know if Astonel can actually do anything about the situation all by himself. He does need Flint Beastwood. I don't see him buybacking now. I think he's going to sacrifice the racks. Huge pickup for Wallen. Yeah,
but if he sacrifices his racks, I'm not too sure they're going to go home. That's all I'm saying. Like right now, they're gonna be sacrificing 2 racks at this rate.
You got a point there. They need to stop them from blowing up those racks. Otherwise, it's gonna be really a good situation for Wallen.
He just did it. He just did it. Alright, so he just bought back. We do have Myrmidon. He's going to go in there. Out comes the ultimate, picking up triple kill? No, double kill. He picks up a double kill right there. Or did he pick up the triple kill? Double tap with Captain Boner picking up the last one. Kronos in retreat right now. I'm not too sure Swiftblade can actually do anything against him. Not. Oh, the Weed Field does hit him. He does stop, though, for the Magikarp. Out goes. Wow. Defensive ultimate right there.
Wow, that's some good action right there. And look at that melee barracks there. Only 400 HP left. If they got that, it would be really a dire situation for team INFS, especially since Wahlin has that really good turtle lineup.
Well, let's see. Mid racks, check. Mid range racks, check. Bottom tower, check. And this melee barracks, I don't know, probably regenerate to about 9, maybe 900, maybe 1,000 before we get some action on that. But I mean, what did we say we needed Wahlin to do? Needed to get off some great communication, great teamwork, and just pick off those heroes, and that's exactly what they did. And that was a big surge from them. Can they defend this right now, though? I mean, Kronos, he doesn't have an ultimate for another 40 seconds. And Kronos, I mean, Wretched Hag, she still has hers, but with so many there goes one shrunken head at least on the Swiftblade. I don't know, it's like they just kind of sat back and waited. Does not look like that Infuse is going to... Oh, there... or I don't know, what's Magmus doing?
He's enjoying his Indus.
Yeah, Kronos kind of jumping in there without an ultimate, so I think they just handed the game right there. I'm pretty sure they just handed the game right there. Oh, it was Miss Pudding. You are so cute.
You can always enjoy listening to that beautiful voice. Just like Holy for the Win said, a voice of an angel.
Oh, did he say that? Okay. I wasn't aware of that. So,
yeah.
Let's just... Okay, Magmus, he's going to come in here, get off that ultimate. It's not going to be near enough. So, oh, he did take out the Witch Slayer. He took out the Witch Slayer. Good job. I still don't think right now that INFS can lose at this point. We did say that earlier. We did have a great surge of spirit coming out from Wahlin, but game number 1, I mean, with 2 Raxes down, we still have 45 seconds left on Kronos. It's not looking very good right now for Wahlin.
I gotta say, I've been in the situation Wallen has been in so many times. I mean, you're sitting back in a game which is, you've pretty much thought, well, this game may be lost, but then they get like this huge opportunity to get barracks. They take it, they get two couple of barracks, and then they overextend, believing they can get another set. Then someone buys back, you die, and you actually loses more than you actually got. So that's such. They must be face palming right now.
Ooh, the courier went down as well. We do have...
I feel sad for Wallen.
Yeah, it's a very dire situation. They haven't given up. I mean, 59 minutes into this game, we are going to hit that 60 mark, no problem. And, I don't know, right now, I think one more big push, one more team fight might very well define how the rest of this game is going to go. If we can take out the Swiftblade, the Flint, even if we can get the bubbles in one fell swoop, there could just be a gigantic push here to the World Tree, and that might actually seal the deal for Wahlin. Now, on the flip side, we take out Kronos and Wretched Hag. It's over. It's just one giant push there to the Sacrificial Shrine.
I gotta be honest. If INFS Gaming ends up pushing right now and avoid both Flint and Swiftblade getting into the Kronos ultimate, I really think they're gonna win the game. I can't see them defending. Shrunken hit on Swiftblade, shrunken hit on Flint Beastwood. It's just too much because there's so much damage output from those guys.
Well, it's compounded again by the problem that, let's see, Swiftblade... Oh, where did the bananas go? He had bananas. I don't know where he put them. Anyways, I was going to say, he had bananas, and Flint has the token. So, I mean, that's like almost granting 2 extra lives right there. But I don't know where the bananas went.
Apparently he gave the bananas to Myrmidon. And Myrmidon also picked up Abyssal Skull. Basically to help Swiftblade, I suppose.
Well, the Demonic Breastplate and the Abyssal Skull just for the Swiftblade, that is props right there.
That's a good supporter right there.
Well, I guess it also helps his ultimate when he goes into his Forced Evolution. Yeah, Forced Evolution.
I can't see how, because the Forced Evolution, that kind of turns all his damage into magic damage, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's melee, so... I mean, all that extra attack speed, the extra armor, lifesteal, fun times. We do got bubbles going in the kelp field on the entire team. Out goes the bubbles, or not the bubbles, the Kronos ultimate. They do take down Flint, but he has that token right now. It looks like he's back up and running. He has the shrunken head, and oh, just sadness all around. Bubbles is going to be harassing this Kronos. Kronos virtually untouched, but he is going to get hit by that weed field, and now just drops so quickly. And most likely we're seeing GG's come out here as 4-for-0 exchange. So we're able to use the token on Flint. I guess they kind of assumed that, did this Witch Slayer just take out Magmus? Oh ho ho. Oh ho ho. Oh man. Anyways, I'm pretty sure they didn't expect Flint to have that token. They really probably expected that to go on the Swiftblade. So that's why they focused him. Bane of their existence. And now it's over.
It's definitely over. Now we can only wait to see the sacrifices shrines fall. But yeah, definitely a pleasure casting with you, mate.
Well, we're not done yet. We got game number 2 coming up. This is a best of 3 round. Did you know that? Yeah, best of 3 rounds. So, we will be going into Wahlin versus INFS round 2 coming here at the GameReplays.org quarterfinals of the $3,000 season 3 tournament. I'm Four Court Jester. With me's Freddy. So come join us, won't you?